Welcome to the Excalibur. Alright guys, we are back at the Excalibur. Last time you saw us here, we were staying in a staywell. I believe we're in a different tower. This is the Royal Tower. This is, I believe, a Resort King. Let's show you guys a little bit of what we're working with here. So first off, as you come into the room, there are these two lock options. I know that seems boring, but trust me, it's very important. If you are in the room, make sure you're locking the doors. Make sure you're using that as well, because especially in Vegas right now, there's been a lot of unwanted visitors in Vegas hotel rooms. If you have other ways to maybe keep the door closed, make sure you do that, because yeah, you do not want your stuff getting stolen. You don't want to be broken into. This is even while you're in the room. So make sure you guys are very, very careful. Anyway, let's go into the bathroom next. It is really noisy, so just bear with me. In fact, I might actually switch this to the noise canceling, because otherwise you guys might not hear me, so follow me. All right, hopefully you guys are able to hear me. There is a fan blowing. If it's not being picked up on the mic, it's very loud, but just be forewarned. Honestly, bathroom is decent. Like, there's a little bit of wear and tear, like on the sink here. This thing's moving. There's a crack on the countertop, but I mean, the countertop space is pretty decent. They've gotten rid of these other, like, I can't remember the name. I will flash a picture of the toiletries that are usually in like the lower end properties of an MGM resort. These are these like communal ones. So you got a hand wash, you got a body lotion. They look like they are tamper proof, so you're not gonna have anybody do anything weird in there. Like, I'm not even gonna say what they might be putting in there, but I think you're gonna be okay. So yeah, I'm glad that they are like that. Nice to have. You got your extra toilet paper, you got your tissues, you got all the creature comforts that you're going to need in here. I was surprised to see that there's actually no bath, because I believe in the last room we showed you, which was the staywell, there was a bathtub as well. This is just a stand-up shower, once again with the communal sort of shampoo, body washes, etc. Shower curtain, which I'm not crazy about, but honestly, I actually don't mind this bathroom, especially compared to the last one we were in. And just knowing that, we are in one of your more budget-friendly hotels, being the Excalibur. So yeah, it's actually not too bad. Let's continue with the tour. You got a closet here, decent closet. You've got a decent amount of hangers as well, which is always nice. And you do have your safe in here as well. I do strongly recommend you put like your passport, any, cash, things like that, any valuables, even if like, you got your iPad or, things like that in the room that you don't want stolen. I mean, obviously you don't want anything stolen, but it's always a good idea to keep your stuff in your safe just to keep it safe. You have your ironing board in there. So yeah, all good things to have. You do have the joint door here. So once again, if you are sharing with another, friends or a couple or anything like that, you do have the option of having this sort of open. I would suggest keeping that. Make sure it's locked. It does look like it is locked. Make sure that's locked, because otherwise people on the other side can access your room, and you don't want that. You actually have a really nice full length here. I'm quite surprised, and I don't mean to sound negative, but I'm quite surprised. It's really, really nice. Looks really sturdy. Yeah, just a really, really great mirror. So nice. Now, as mentioned, we are in a king room, so we do have this king size bed here. We will not be sleeping in this room now, so I will explain something to you in a second. So we do have a friend of ours who will be staying in this room. We booked them in for about 3 nights using our comps. It's a really, really busy weekend in Las Vegas, so we did get them this room comped. So if there are any additional things to mention about like the sleeping or anything like that, I will either insert it here or later on in the video. But otherwise, this is going to basically serve as like a room tour, kind of show you a little bit options in the Excalibur basically. So anyway, king size bed, looks decent. I am happy to see there are USB plugs. I know now we're sort of moving on to USB-C, so in a way that's somewhat dated technology, but trust me, the room we're staying in right now doesn't even have those. So the fact that these are in here, that's good to see. On both sides, I might add as well. Entertainment unit is, on the smaller side. TV is a little bit smaller, but the room is not all that big, so it's not a big deal really. It kind of works. It looks like there used to be a mini fridge in here, which was probably removed. Whether it was a mini fridge or a mini bar, I don't know, but whatever it was is now gone. There's nothing in there at all, but otherwise you do have a fair amount of storage in here if you want to throw stuff in these drawers, etc. You're in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, you got some work to do. There's not a bad little spot here to set up a little workstation if you want to throw your laptop here, sit down, get some work done, and you got this beautiful artwork to sort of inspire you. There's also this little sitting area here, which looks like it might have been at one point part of like a chaise kind of sectional or something like that. But honestly, for what it is, if you're just gonna sit here for, you know, a few minutes just to relax, maybe have a cocktail or something before you head out, it does the job. Now we do have what they call a strip view. Excalibur is at the end of the strip, so you know what you're gonna see here is gonna be dependent on what angle you are, you know, facing, sort of thing, right? So for us, sorry, I also did want to mention before we talk about that, I love this lamp. I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, our view is of the Tropicana, RIP. So we are able to see the Tropicana. We are able to see, I always want to say McCarran. It's not McCarran, it's Harry Reid. But you are able to see the airport as well as some mountains back there. So that's really nice. Also, you can see a bit of MGM Grand. I can see a little bit of Planet Hollywood, just the sort of tip of New York, etc. Not a crazy view, but enough that you can see that you are in Las Vegas, which is always nice. All right, guys, so as mentioned, we are here during a very busy time. There's so many conferences going on. I believe Google's here. I think there's like a UFC fight, so it's probably going to give you a bit of an idea if you know what's going on in Vegas around the time that we are here, which is we are here in the spring. This is not all that different from the last room I showed you. I believe we were in a different tower when we were in the Excalibur, so you know there were a few little differences here and there. Like I remember there was like a thing, you know, almost like a table on top of the air conditioning unit, etc. But all in all, I would say this room kind of exceeded my expectations. Like it really is not that bad in the grand scheme of things versus other hotel rooms we have seen in here. I mean, I've seen some horror stories. They don't call it the Dirty Castle for nothing, but I have to say this room is not bad. Like as I said, we have a friend staying in here, so we're not gonna be the one staying in here. I was concerned. I was a little bit worried. I did say, you know, look, we have a comp here. It will be completely free. We do have status here, so we don't pay resort fees. So, you know, we can put you in here or we can put you somewhere else, but you're gonna have to pay a little bit of money kind of thing. And she was quite happy to stick it out and stay in here. And honestly, I feel comfortable having her in this room after seeing it for ourselves. I mean, if it was going to be really bad, obviously we would have gone downstairs and had them change it, but quite honestly, it's really not that bad. It's comfortable. You've got all the, you know, the creature comforts that you need, really. You've got your TV, you got a decent sized bed. It's spacious enough. If she wants to do some work, she's got a setup here. If she wants to just sit down and relax, put her feet up, she can sit here. She's got a decent view. If she wants to see the planes coming in, wants to, you know, say a prayer for the Tropicana, whatever have you. So honestly, I have to say, it's really not that bad of a room. Now, Excalibur is definitely going to be one of your more budget-friendly hotels. So if you're staying here, you're probably, you know, looking at places like here or the Luxor. So if this room doesn't quite cut the mustard, I do have another room tour. It's a stay well room at the Excalibur. So make sure you check that video out. I will leave a link down below for you guys to see that one as well. It gives you another, I guess, option if you are planning to stay here. I also have a couple rooms at the Luxor that you can check out as well, which is just, you know, our neighbor to the south. So if you want to check out the Luxor rooms as well, I've got plenty of other room tours and, you know, restaurant reviews and things like that on my channel. So make sure you check those out. I have a whole playlist of all the different Vegas videos. There's quite a few on there now. So if you aren't subscribed, I would ask that you please consider subscribing to the channel. As for places in here, there are a few restaurants as well. You're not too far. You're walkable to a lot of things, which is great. You know, you're close to MGM Grand, as I mentioned, New York, Luxor, etc. So you do have some options. If you want to get some cheap drinks or things for the room, like snacks or whatever, there's an ABC not too far. It's actually just past MGM Grand, so it's really not that far. It's very walkable. There also is a tram here as well that'll take you to from here to Luxor and then to Mandalay Bay. So once again, that'll save you a little bit of walking. Me, I find it easier just to walk because by the time you've walked to where you're supposed to get the tram from, you might as well just walk to the next location. That's sort of how I see it anyway, but you know, other people obviously see it differently. As I mentioned, there are, you know, some restaurants in here as well. So you've got the food court there with like hot dog on a stick, you know, Auntie Anne's pretzels, Krispy Kreme, etc. You've got some okay restaurants like Buca di Beppo, which is sort of like your Italian style food. Sort of, I guess, American Italian style. You got Dick's Last Resort, which is the one that you sit at, and they, you know, the waiters are really mean to you and everything. I'm trying to think what else you got in here food-wise. You got Tap, I believe, which is sort of like a you know, bar food or whatnot. In terms of entertainment, there is a Spice Girls show currently on. There's also going to be Tournament of Kings, which, you know, depending on where you're from in you know, the States or Canada, maybe you know of medieval times. So it's sort of like dinner and a show where you're going to give you like that chicken and you're going to watch, jousters fighting each other and whatnot. There also is an arcade here, which, for the kiddies down there who might want to play, some, games and whatnot. There is an arcade. So this is definitely your family friendly budget hotel as well. And there also is, obviously the casino. So if you want to test your luck down there, you got the options. And of course, there's the pool area as well. I will say that we can't see the pool from this angle, but in my last video, we were able to see the pool there. So I will, show a few shots of that here now, so you kind of see what I'm talking about in terms of the pool area. Otherwise, that's probably going to do it for this. I mean, like I said, if our friend does come back with any, major comments about, what she experienced in here, anything like that, I will insert it here. Otherwise, this is probably going to be the end of the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, once again, I will ask that you please consider liking the video, commenting below. If you have any questions, comments, like I said, I'm more than happy to answer them. It's really helpful for other travelers, but it's also really helpful for me because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Any interaction you have with my videos, whether you're liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, etc., it all really helps this channel grow. And again, totally free for you. Once again, this has been Daniel Spotlight. Viva Las Vegas, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.